Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Part 11, Take 2. Anyways, there's a reason for Take 2 and I'll put that in the description, but at any rate, we have the 7th Palace here, and the 7th Palace actually has a couple of new enemies, and like this guy for example, he's called a Fokkeru, F-O-K-K-E-R-U, and I couldn't make a lot of jokes with that name, obviously, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. And also, even the bots in this level have a, well, they're a lot stronger. They take a lot more hits. I'm jumping around here because there's kind of a hidden pit there that I don't want to fall down to go to the second level. But the 7th Palace is actually very, very, very large. It's probably, I'd say, twice as large as the 6th Palace, at least 1.5 times larger. But it's not that bad. I mean, you can follow, you can find your way through the palace if you ever get lost. I mean, it's difficult to get lost in the palace, but then again, I've played the game so many times that I really don't need a map for a playthrough if I'm just doing it by myself, but for this Let's Play, I decided to consult a map just to find a better, a more direct route. Anyways, even the Raws over here have, a lot more stamina, so they take a lot more hits. Just about the only enemies that you'll find in the 7th Palace that really don't take that many hits are the Anerus, or the ropes, or the bouncing Audrey Two-Heads, or whatever you want to call them. So. Just remember this room for later, or this particular pattern. It helps, of course, to have the up thrust by now, which isn't required, but it does help. But anyways, we're about to face a new enemy, and this new enemy is called the Fokker, and he's horrible. He's basically an iron knuckle that jumps, and he will chase after you endlessly. So let's run away. You have just enough time to get away from him, thankfully. He's horrible. Now there's a few red jars hidden throughout the palace, and I'll show you a couple of them. They'll become important later. Now, if you get the enemy off screen enough, you can actually just walk ahead, so that's pretty nice. See these guys right here, these little Anerus, or Audrey 2s, or ropes, or whatever you want to call them. I call them Audrey 2s sometimes because they look like, you know, they look like Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, but anyway, they don't take very many hits, but like the bots, for example, here, I mean, that's a lot of hits, even at attack power of 8. Well, 2 hits there, but still, they're a bit stronger. And I wonder why that is. Maybe there's something giving the bots a little extra strength? I don't know. Anyways, this is the worst enemy in the game that's not a boss enemy. And this is the blue Fokker. And he is a real Fokker, alright. He's basically a blue iron knuckle that jumps and takes a lot more hits to kill. This is the best way to kill him, by the way, and thankfully they give you this little setup here. Otherwise, you're pretty much screwed. You're just going to have to figure out a way to get around them. But that's the easy way to get rid of them. Another little set of blocks here. I'm kind of taking my time. This episode is actually going to be a little short, so I decided not to rush through this section. You also notice there's a lot of different rooms in the 7th Palace that we've never seen before, and that's pretty nice. I mean, it's nice that they didn't recycle a lot of rooms from other palaces. And are we going to have a boss? No. That's actually a giant bubble there, but yeah, there's a lot of these rooms in the palace where there's curtains at the top, but there's no real boss, so that's something to note. Of course, we've got another blue Fokker here. So let's get the hell out of the way here. Just go. Don't bother dealing with that guy. He will kill you. There's there's a secret over here, by the way. There's actually a red jar up on the right-hand side. Up here, you'll have to use jump to get it, though. Fortunately, it doesn't take up that much room. Sorry, it takes up that much magic, rather. I think it only took 8 units, so that's not too terrible, you know. So that's a half a magic meter right there. I think a magic meter is about 16 units. Yeah, it's 16 units. So thunder magic, of course, 64. 64 divided by 16 is 4, so it takes up 4 units. And you have 128 units total in magic. And life, by the way. But life's a little more, well, it's hard to tell how much life gets taken away by each hit, of course. Because it's not tallied. There's also a hidden pit over here, by the way. And here we have our giant bot, the boss bot, or the king bot, whatever you want to call him. And he doesn't take that much effort to get rid of, but I remember the first time I played this game, and he scared the crap out of me by the time I got there. I was not expecting that. I don't even think the Nintendo Power magazine or Nintendo Power guides even mentioned that guy. I guess they kept him kind of a secret, or maybe they did, but I just don't remember them mentioning it. Oh well. Now, we're almost done with the game, actually. If you go to the right, you'll actually encounter the final 2 boss enemies, but if you go to the left, it's a little secret here. You can actually get, at the most, 2 red jars. And I'm going to go ahead and get the red jars, even though I don't need this final one here. And, it's probably best to save that second red jar for later, if you know what I mean. Take care of the first boss, get the second red jar, because it won't respawn. But they at least give you 2 red jars, and that's nice. But here we have a interesting boss enemy, and this is the only reason we needed the Thunder Spell. Well, the only real reason that we need it, the only requirement for the Thunder Spell. And you can see it uses up half of our magic meter. And this guy is not too difficult, really. Just kind of avoid his fire. You don't need the jump spell at all. And once you start getting about half of his life away, he starts spitting out more fire, but it's avoidable. It's a pattern to it. You can see here. I mean, I'm not even getting hit here. It's not that difficult. But the next boss enemy, he's going to be difficult. Yeah. If you've played Ocarina of Time before, you may, this may be a little familiar to you. But let's see what happens at the very end. And now we have the worst boss enemy and the worst enemy in the game. This is Shadow Link. And he pretty much copies your strategy, kind of. He has his own strategy, but there are a few glitches. The first strategy, of course, is to kind of stay in the middle and just go to either side and try to get him when he jumps like that. But that's not the best strategy. The best strategy is to go over to the left-hand side, and we'll do that in a second. Yeah, we'll do that right now. And just shoot your sword whenever he jumps up at you. And, yeah, it's not too bad. And we've taken care of that. So let's watch the credits. He's using Triforce here to wake up the princess. By the way, I'm still doing a little bit of research on Link to the Past. I want to start that Let's Play soon. It may be a couple of days, maybe even be a week on that. And I've also been debating about an Ocarina of Time. If there's any interest in that on my channel, let me know. I've never really gotten all 100 Skulltulas before an Ocarina of Time, so it'd be kind of interesting to do on a YouTube channel, so we'll see. I don't know. If there's interest, let me know. If not, that's fine. I realize everybody's seen that game 100 times, but whatever. Anyways, this ends that game, so let's watch the credits. You know, this game actually, like I said, it's one of my favorite Zelda games, but probably mostly because of the nostalgia, you know? And I just remember playing it when I was young, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was a good challenge, good graphics, good music for the time, you know? And the music's great. I think the music's fantastic, actually. Very catchy, very well done. So yeah, I really enjoyed the game a lot. And I also wanted to thank you for following me through this Let's Play. You know, I've done a few things unorthodox, so thank you so much for your patience there. I wonder what happened to some of these guys. I mean, obviously some of them, you know, we've heard of in recent years, but I do wonder, you know, if they're retired by now or what. But anyways, at this point we could, you do have the option to hit starting a replaying, and you actually get all of your stats filled out, and you can go through the dungeons again, or the palaces rather, and have full stats and not have to grind anymore, but, you know, that's the only real change. So there's no real second quest or anything, but you can replay the game, and it is a little easier that way, but oh well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.